as we all know, Nigeria is set to host the next CAF Awards, and the battle is heating up. There is an Ashraf Hakimi who plays for PSG, who is the current African Player of the Year, who has a 50-50 shot of winning the Champions League. He has also won the league. There is a Victor Osimhen who has also won the league in Galatasaray. Yes, they were knocked out of the cup. And there is a Brahim Diaz, who was fantastic with the Moroccan team that won the Moroccan team that got to the final of the AFCON. And this team seems to be
Can you
eating up
hear
in
me?
terms. Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you. This team seems to be be the most top player
Oh, okay.
in terms of the CAF award, instead of the Player of the Year award. What do you make of these three players? And do you think um, these three players are the best in Africa at the moment?
Okay, so you're referring to Africa's Player of the Year.
Yeah, Africa Player of the Year, yes.
Oh, yes. The three top players that Africa can give out at the moment, because it's a yearly event, and I think the decider will be the Champions League. That's just it. If PSG are able to win the Champions League, I think Hakimi has a higher chance. If not, I think Osimhen also has a shot at it. So it's just the Champions League, because that's the difference between the both of them. They both won their leagues. They both won their cups. You understand? In fact, Osimhen has been very prolific for Galatasaray. He has been very integral, same as Osimhen, but you cannot take away the output in terms of goals. You can see the match where they won the league, where they were confirmed league winners. You can see Osimhen's influence, you understand, his goals and the like. So the only decider or the tiebreaker between the both of them will be the UEFA Champions League. If PSG are able to win the UEFA Champions League, then Hakimi is definitely going to be the best player in Africa for this year,
But, but,
2026. So that's just how it's going to be. So the Champions League is a very big decider.
Will the World Cup also play a role? Obviously Nigeria is not going to the World Cup because somebody in the FA cannot find 1.7 million naira to file our case. Nigeria is not going to the World Cup. Morocco is going to the World Cup. Morocco is going to the World Cup, and the two players that we are talking about, they play for Morocco. Don't you think the World Cup will also be a decider, irrespective of whatever happens in the Champions League? Let's say PSG loses the Champions League. I know you not like that. Let's say PSG loses the Champions League, and they end up getting to the semi-finals of the World Cup. Don't you think that will also play a role in probably determining who ends up winning the Player of the Year on the African continent?
If we are going towards that route, then I'll say Osimhen is at a disadvantage. So for the fact that Hakimi even went to the World Cup, if we are going through that context, it's enough reason for him to win the AFCON. He doesn't even need to reach the semi-final. For the fact that he's going and Osimhen is not going. But then this is football, and I think the most important integral part of this decision is going to be the UEFA Champions League, even more than the World Cup. You understand? Because UEFA Champions League, you end up being the winner. But at the World Cup, he might just end up being a participant. You understand? So the major factor there will be the UEFA Champions League. Even if Morocco gets to the semi-final, Hakimi will still be majorly judged on the fact that he has won trophies with his club, because eventually they will have to reference all of the decisions back to his club. There's no how they want to go about it that they wouldn't. Most of the players that have won best, most of it some of the pointers they took is from the club, for the fact that, okay, this person has won so thing for the club. So if we are going down the World Cup context, Osimhen has already lost, because we are not in the World Cup. You understand? But if you want to just lay it down, you understand, Osimhen still has a chance if PSG doesn't win the Champions League. And Morocco, if they don't pass through the group stage, they are all on level ground, you understand? But the Champions League is very, very important, and it's a key decider in this, even more than the World Cup.
Okay, that's fantastic. Still